Hi, my name is Helen. I'm going to take you through a vinyasa flow where we're targeting our hamstrings. So, vinyasa is a type of yoga that means you're generally kind of moving and flowing with breath. And then your hamstring muscle is the muscle that connects you from the back of the bum down to the knee. Everything you do, make sure you move in a way that feels good in your body, doesn't feel like you're overstretching, overdoing it. It should feel like it's beneficial to you. If you ever need extra breaks, take them. We're going to start lying down on our backs. Shoes are the only thing you need is a yoga mat if you've got one, and maybe jumper socks if you ever need to put on any layers for warmth. Just lie down in any way that feels comfortable. That can be on your back with bent legs, legs extended. You can roll over onto your side, onto your belly. Just gonna take a few breaths, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, and sigh your breath out through your mouth. And again, breathe in, and as you exhale, see if you notice any little changes in your body. And you can do that a few more times, or start to moving to breathing in and out through your nose. Maybe even closing your eyes just for a moment. And next time you breathe in, take a full body stretch. Just stretch out really long on the floor. Take up space. And if you did roll onto your side of your belly, just come onto your back. We're going to hug the right knee in towards the body. Give your knee a gentle squeeze. If it feels uncomfortable already, then just bring your left foot in closer to your bum. And you're going to switch your legs over. And switch again. Feel a bit of a pull down the back of the legs, into the bum. And one more switch. And bring both knees towards you. We're going to circle the knees in opposite directions. So circle them away from one another. Feel a little stretch into your hips and your inner thighs. And then circle back in the other direction. And then holding onto your thighs, bring your head towards your knees, round your back, and start to rock forward and backwards, creating more and more momentum until you've got enough to come sit up. And then you've got the option, you can bring your hands forward and then come into all fours, or roll yourself over, coming to all fours into tabletop. Spread your fingers a lot, and we run through a couple of cat and cows, arching your back, looking up and rounding your back, tucking your chin. Breathe in. And breathe out. And step your right foot in between your hands. Again, it's to the knees over the ankle and adjust it if you need to. We're just going to rock your hips forwards and then rock the hips backwards. So rock forward as you do, lift your chest, and as you rock back, try and keep your chest close to your thighs. Now your leg as you go back may not come all the way straight. You just want to feel again a little bit of a moving stretch in the back of the leg, so dynamic stretch. meaning we're not holding static. That's when you've got a static stretch. It's moving, and the more we move, we get a little bit of blood flow to the area, and it's a little bit warmer, and we get a bit more tolerant in that range, and you should notice it starts to feel a little bit easier, or even maybe your range increases a little bit. And next time your weight shifts forward, tuck your left toe under, lift the knee, and step back into a downward facing dog. Tuck your chin, push your shoulders away from your ears. Anytime you've got weight in the wrist, push towards the fingertips. So your elbows are soft rather than locked out, and then just paddle out your feet. Push one heel towards the floor, then the other. Feeling a stretch into the calves and the hamstrings. Strength warming up into your shoulders, your arms. We'll do the other side now. So bend your knees and step your left foot between the hands. If you struggle to get it there, just pop your left knee down and help the foot forwards so the knee becomes over the ankle. And then you can untuck your right foot and you're going to rock your hips backwards and forwards. Breathing in as you come forward, breathing out as you rock back. Starting in a really, really comfortable range and hoping that as we move, the range either starts to feel even more comfortable, so less restricted, or you might even be able to straighten your leg a little bit more. And then rocking the hips forward, tuck your right toe, lift the knee, step back to downward dog again. And paddle out your feet. Now gradually bringing your feet to stillness, walk your hands towards your feet and just dangle over your thighs. Tuck your chin in so your neck can relax. It's long and in a lengthened position. And then maybe nod your head, shake your head a little bit. Trying to take some tension out of the neck. And I like to also shimmy through the shoulders a little bit, taking some tension out of the upper back and shoulders. And then one vertebra at a time, tuck your chin and roll your way up to mountain pose, so just standing. You want to bring your head stacked over your shoulders, stacked over your ribs, stacked over your hips. Maybe even close down with your eyes just for a moment. So arms by your side, palms turn forward, and breathe in through your nose. And then like you're trying to fog up some glass in front of you, breathe out through your mouth. And again, inhale. Exhale. Breathe in like you're trying to fog up even more, project your breath. Now inhale through the nose. Think of that same restriction down the back of your throat, but close your lips as you exhale. We call it Darth Vader breathing. Your breath will be audible to yourself, to the person if they were near to you. You're going to try and keep that breath throughout the rest of this class. Extended mountain pose. Press your palms overhead, stretch tall, and then forward fold, bend and fold forward over your thighs, releasing hands, releasing neck. Flat back extend, lift up onto fingers and lift the chest, or maybe hands onto the shins or your thighs and grow a long spine. And then bend and fold. Walk your hands forward to plank position. And now push your hips up and back to downward dog. Bend your knees. Step your right foot between the hands to lunge. And again, help if you need to, putting the left knee down. Dropping the hips to help lift the chest. And then rock back to downward dog. Bend your knees, repeat with the left foot. Step through, help if you need to, and then step back to downward dog. Tuck your chin and roll your weight forward until you're in plank position. Shoulders come over, breathe strong, and then land your knees and lower yourself part way to crocodiles. Elbows are hugging the ribs, and then land all the way baby cobra. Squeeze your butt and lift your chest. Take a child's pose. Push your butt back towards your heels. And then take a breath here. Knees can be together or apart. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And now breathe in and shift your weight forward into your hands. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips to downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet and dangle in your forward fold. Flat back extend, lifting up onto fingers or hands on shins or thighs, and then fold. Tuck your chin and roll up, extended mountain. Big circle of the arms, and then fold forward again. Flat back, lift and lengthen, and then fold. Walk your hands forward to plank position. Lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. And lift your right leg this time, three-legged dog. Bring the knee towards the nose and step through to lunge. This time lifting up to a high lunge. Reach your arms up and bend your left knee a little bit towards the floor. Warrior one, plant your left foot down. Push into the left leg to square your hips and lace your fingers behind your back. Roll back the shoulders, open your chest. Maybe finding back bend. And now dive your chest forward towards your thighs, humble warrior. Maybe lifting the knuckles up. Release your hand clasp, scoop your arms up again. And this time lengthen your right leg. Lace your fingers behind again and fold forward again. So pyramid pose with a chest stretch. And now we're going to hold here for a moment. So if you need to, release your hand clasp. Maybe bring your hands on the hips. Maybe hands higher on the leg. And if you want more challenge and more strength today, reach your arms forward. Your right leg does not need to be all the way straight if that feels like it's a bit too strong. And now bend your right knee and lift up to warrior one. Open up to warrior two. Arms open up, hip opens to me. You might need to adjust your feet to help come into that open hip. Breathe in, reach forward over your right leg. Land your right arm to the thigh and stretch overhead. Back to warrior two. And now lengthen your right leg. Lean over the leg again, triangle pose. Land the hand wherever it naturally lands and hold. We're going to do that one more time. Bend the right knee, push up warrior two. Right arm to right thigh, side stretch. Warrior two. Lengthen your right leg and lean over the leg, triangle pose. Even you'll reach a little bit further this time. And now land the hand wherever it naturally lands. We're going to hold here for a little bit. So play with the bend in your right knee. Squeeze your sideways. So don't try and touch the floor if it means you're bending through your back or turning your chest towards the floor. Try and keep as open as you can to me. And now you've got a couple of options. You can keep supporting your hand on the leg. You can release the hand. If you want to make it stronger, reach your right arm forwards. Stronger again, reach your left arm over the head. So you're going to really need to push into the floor for your foundations. You're going to work your legs really hard, your upper body, your core, your side waist. And then bend the knee and open back up to warrior two. Couple hands either side of the right leg. Lift your left heel and just have a little pause in your lunge. Lift the chest to help drop the hips. Downward dog. Other side. Lift your your left leg, three-legged dog. Step forward through your hands to lunge. Lifting up to high lunge once you've got the knees stacked over the ankle. Breathing in. As you breathe out, bend your right knee. Squeeze your bum, tuck your pelvis under, feel the stretch in the hip flexors. Lace your fingers behind your back. Open the chest. Warrior one. Lengthen the right leg and plant the right heel down. Square your hips. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, humble warrior, chest dips forward towards your thigh. Inhale, rise up again, pushing into the left leg. Exhale, push your left leg away, lengthen. And then breathe in, start to hinge forward again. And hold your pyramid pose. Stop where you feel. Maybe your spine will start to round, so it might be halfway. You might have quite a bend in your knee. You might want to release your hands. You might want to reach your arms forward to make it a little bit stronger on your back. Take a couple of breaths. It should feel quite challenging. It should feel super easy. And then bend your left knee. Reach your arms up, warrior one, and open up to warrior two. I'm going to open to face the front. Left knees over left ankle, shoulders over hips. And then reach over your left leg, right angle pose, left upper thigh, stretch overhead. Back to warrior two. Breathe in. Breathe out, lengthen your left leg. Triangle pose. Inhale, shift your weight over the left thigh. Exhale, land the hand wherever it naturally lands. Bend your left knee. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Exhale, lengthen left leg again. Breathe in, reach over the thigh. And as you breathe out, land the hand wherever it lands. Hold this time for a few breaths. Choose your position. Choose your, again, play with the bend in your left leg. If you've got hypomobile knees, don't lock out. And then if you want to make it stronger, release your hand off the leg. Or reach your left arm forward or reach your right arm overhead. There's no right or wrong. You might want to stay in that first position. And then bend your left knee back to warrior two. And straighten your left leg. Point your toes towards the long edge of the mat. I'm just going to come into a wide leg forward fold. Lift your belly, tuck your chin, and fold forwards. We're going to do a big circle like a wave. Wave over your right leg. Circle all the way up to standing. Full circle to the left leg and come again. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you open. Bend knees as needed. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's flow the other way. It should feel quite good in your back. Get a little stretch into your hamstrings. And the next time your hands are over your left leg, put hands either side of the left foot and turn into your lunge. So just your feet, right heel lifts, low lunge, pause for a moment. And then step back to downward dog. If you're a bit confused, because I am now facing the other side of the mat, don't worry, it's going to turn around. Roll forward to plank position. Inhaling, and as you exhale, knees can land or not as you go to crocodile. And you can breathe in to come to the floor for baby cobra. You might like to push a little bit into the hands for cobra, or push into the feet and the hands for up dog. And then take a little pause in child's pose. Breathe in through nose, out through mouth. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more like that. And then down facing dog. Shift weight forward, tuck toes, lift your hips. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Forward folds. This time I'm going to dangle here for a little bit. So tuck your chin, nod your head, shake your head. And you can choose if you want to stay, just with the arms relaxed. Or maybe cup your elbows and swing your weight side to side in a ragdoll. Either way, point the crown of the head towards the floor so your neck stays long. And then flat back, extend up on fingers or hands on shins or thighs. Fold forwards and roll up to extended mountain. Breathing in. Breathing out, fold forwards. Flat back, find length. Fold again and walk your hands forward to the plank as you breathe in. Breathe out, downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, to three-legged dog and swing the foot through between the hands to lunge. Now take all your weight in your right leg. Once you've got the knee over ankle, knees come together and we're just folding over our right thigh. We're going to really get some heat, so bend your right leg deeply And then straighten it just as much as you can. And then do that again. Exhaling as you bend, inhaling as you lengthen. And again. And you can stay here, or every time you lengthen your standing leg, you can also play with lifting and lengthening your left leg. So you bend, drawing these together, and then lengthen and kick away standing splits. One more time, whatever level you're at, and then we're just going to hold. That can be knees together or leg in the air. Just hold for a couple of breaths. Maybe if you want more, you can take one hand around the back of your right leg to pull yourself in closer. And then bring your left foot by your right foot and fold. Extended mountain. Forward fold. Now I've got an option for you. So coming to flat back extend and then fold. So I'll talk you through it to start with. You can either step your feet back into a downward dog and pause in downward dog. You can step to downward dog and have a child's pose. You can do a flow through a vinyasa, so that's flowing to plank, lowering, finding a back extension. Or advanced option is planting your hands flat and jumping back and landing in crocodile pose. So you jump and catch yourself with the elbows by your ribs, and then flow. And then take a little child's pose. And then that should have raised the heart rate a little bit, so maybe a couple of exhales through the mouth. And when you're ready, tuck toes, lift hips, downward dog. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Step left foot through hands. Make sure the knees over the ankle, adjust if you need, then shift all your weight into your left leg. Bring right knee to left knee. And just folding over a single leg. And again, we're going to bend the hips and bend the knee and then lengthen as much as you can. And exhaling, lowering, inhaling, lengthening. Just lengthening as much as you can. And then you've got the option to advance that, where you bend, and then as you extend, lift your right leg up and back. And again, draw knees together, and then lengthen. It's called standing splits. I've definitely never come anywhere close to looking like it splits. Next time we're going to hold, so you can hold with the leg lifted, you can hold with your knees together. Just hold for a few breaths, maybe hugging yourself in a little bit closer towards your thigh. And then land your right foot down. You're going to hang out the forward fold again. So this time we're just going to hold still, where again you can dangle, or you might like to hug your legs in to pull yourself into a tighter fold, or maybe peace fingers around your big toes, press your toes into your hands and pull up on your toes to pull yourself closer. Feel that deep stretch in the hamstrings into the lower back. And if you make your head really heavy, you might feel the stretch in the upper back and the neck as well. And if you've got the hands interlaced or holding behind, release, flat back extend, forward fold, extended mountain, folding forwards, flat back, and you've got those same options again where you fold and you can bend and jump back, or you can step back, downward dog, flow forward to plank, lower part way, find your back extension, or you can just wait in a child's pose or a downward dog. But when you're ready, take your child's pose. Breathe. Now roll up. Sit down on your bums. You can swing your legs forwards. And you might need to scoot your bum back in towards your heels a little bit so you can roll down on our back. Pull the right leg in towards you. Have a little squeeze. Now your left foot at any stage through this next bit, the closer your heel is towards your bum, the more it's going to take away from the stretch if you need that. And as you move it further away, it's going to increase the stretch. So if you want to increase or decrease, just use your left foot accordingly. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It could be somewhere in the middle. You're going to lengthen the right leg as much as you can. It doesn't have to go all the way straight. Just hold for a moment. Hold it behind the knee, above the knee, or maybe you can hold onto the foot. Try and keep your head and shoulders relaxed down. Notice how this feels. I'm going to try a little bit of PNF stretching, so it's contract and release. So you're going to think about pressing your leg down towards the floor. It's going to push into your hands. Your hands will resist it, and then your hamstring will contract. So try that. Breathe in and press your leg into your hands. And as you breathe out, stop contracting, stop pressing. See how it feels. Next breath in, you do it again. You contract the muscle. And then as you exhale, you relax it. And now once you relax, if you felt the tension come off that stretch, you might be able to bring either the leg in closer, lengthen the right leg more, or move your left foot further away. Just going to repeat for a couple more rounds. Inhaling, contracting. Exhaling, relaxing. And only if you feel it relax to the point where the tension comes off the stretch, then you try and increase. Go again, one more breath. Contract. Relax and see if you notice the difference from one side to the other. And not one side to the other, how it was before and how it is now. And now let's see one side to the other. Just bend the knee, hug it in again, and switch your legs over. Hug the left leg in. Give it a squeeze. Take a few breaths here, and remember, at any point, use your right foot to adjust the stretch. And you never want to be in pain. You don't want to feel like your muscles are going to snap. It just wants to feel a little bit uncomfortable. So let's lengthen and see how it feels on this side. Hold on to where it feels good. So there's different types of stretch. Dynamic is moving, static is holding, like we're doing now. And then we did that when you're doing that contract and release, called P and F stretching. P for Papa, N for Nana, F for Foxtrot. And now pressing your leg into the hand, contract, inhale. Press. And as you exhale, stop the contraction. Maybe just hold exactly as you are, or lengthen or pull in more. And then again, breathe in to contract. And breathe out to relax. Go for a few more rounds of breath. If it ever feels like it's suddenly gone too long because you've held it for a long time, just come out of it early. But hopefully you should notice your range either starts to feel easier or it starts to improve. PNF is a great way of increasing our range and also feeling a bit stronger at our end range, which is good for injury prevention. You know, if you were to slip and your legs split apart, and then you can kind of contract and hold yourself before you cause damage. And release, hug the knee in again. And then release your foot to the floor. Just drop your knees a little bit side to side. I like to do a really long Shavasana normally, but in a half hour, this is quite short. So we're going to gradually find stillness, but please feel free to do longer than this video is. You can keep your feet on the floor, you can extend your legs, you can roll on your side or your back or your front, get in any position that's comfortable. You've assigned this amount of time for yourself. And the last 90 seconds or so is just to breathe and have a moment to not have to do anything at all. Maybe close down your eyes. And every time you exhale, try and allow your body to go a little bit heavier into the ground. And if you have the time, definitely try and stay a little bit longer. Whenever you are ready to move, start gradually with just fingers and toes and start to breathe in, imagining your body coming a little bit lighter. And then rotate wrists and ankles and maybe take a full body stretch. And then hug your knees in, get your knees a little squeeze. And you can roll over onto one side and then push yourself up or rock yourself forward and back until you've got enough momentum to sit up. Once you're there, I'd always recommend just taking a final pause, sitting anywhere that's comfortable, to just breathe again, in through your nose and out any way you like. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open if they're not already. Thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully see you at another soon. My name is Helen. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, week.